And we will scoop the buttock flesh away from the sitting bones and lengthen the sides of the body up. Sit the sitting bones strongly down on your mat and take the shoulders back and down a couple of times. Make a couple of circles there just to remove or shake off any, tension from the night and from the cold weather as well. And then keep the shoulders down and lift the chest, almost as if you were coiling the armpit chest forward and lengthening the shoulders down. Align the back of the head with the tailbone. So for that, you'll need to bring your face back. And close your eyes if you're ready for it. Otherwise, bring the attention within and lower your gaze. Take your hands to your chest and glue the thumbs to the sternum. Take this moment to observe the body, observe the position of the body, especially the torso. Make the torso feel light as a feather. And from the buttocks down, you're grounded, strongly connected to the ground. And then take a slightly deeper inhalation than before to open the chest and lift it up over and beyond the thumbs. And then bring your head down. Drop the palm softly down with your thighs. And as you raise your head, slowly open your eyes. Okay, just to begin with, I'm going to turn around to the side so that you can see me, but basically change the crossing of your legs, stay in the same position as you were, and we're going to basically stretch the body sideways first. So I'm lifting my right hand, arm, and stretching from the hip all the way to the fingertips, and taking my whole body to the left without ungluing the sitting bone. So you really want to keep the torso as straight as possible and stretch over to the left side. Sit your right sitting bone and feel the body opening up like an accordion. Try not to push the head forward. Keep the head in line with the rest of the spine and slide your left arm along the mat just to keep the body long and like a banana shape going towards that side. Come back to the center, bring your two hands to the floor, and now we are ascending with the left arm and turning to the right. It's not turning, it's just bending over to the right, lengthening the right arm along the mat, keeping the head in line, lift the chest up to the chin, and feel the extension of the torso from the outer hips to the fingertips. And come back to the center once more, keeping the chest lifted. We're basically going to articulate the spine. So sometimes we do cat and cow on the mat in all fours. Today we're going to do it from here. So bring the sacrum slightly back, roll on your sacrum, and try to bring your head down towards your pubic bone. If you're not getting any action here, if you don't feel any connection, bring your hands to your head and pull gently. And then inhale and lift from the sacrum. Make the spine grow and visualize a string of pearls pulling from either direction. So crown of the head pulling up and aligning the whole spine, and tailbone pulling down, aligning the bottom side of the spine. One more time, roll on the sacrum and open the shoulder blades, hollow your chest. Bring your head to your pubic bone. And one more time, lift the chest up, lift the abdomen, align the spine, and then release. Okay, so now we can, now that we have mobilized the spine a little, we can start. We're going to start in child's position. So I'm moving a little bit back. If there is any injuries in your knees and you cannot do this asana where you sit on the heels and you extend the arms and the head forward, you can sit on a chair in front of a wall and do the asana, taking your hands to the wall and pressing your feet strongly down. So head, hands to the wall, and then extend the torso. The idea here is to stretch the spine. If your knees are okay, however, big toes together, knees slightly apart, and then extend the torso. Don't worry if the head doesn't reach the ground. You can extend the spine with the crown of the head facing the front end of the mat. Turn the upper arms from the inside out. Turn the upper arms, biceps coming up, triceps going down. Lock the elbows and don't allow the elbows to touch the yoga mat. And then from here, take your buttocks down and make the torso extend to the front end of the mat towards the fingertips direction. And then the legs from the back of the knee to the buttock bones extend back. So we're creating some traction where the body goes one way and the leg the other way. Look up. Press the palms strongly down on the mat and then come on to all fours. Now bring the 2 feet and the 2 knees at the same level with the hips. Tuck the toes under and we're going to come into downward facing dog. This one also, because it's the first stretch of the hamstrings of the morning, we'll take the knees up but don't extend them fully. Ideally, push the hands down, turn the upper arms from the inside out, and lengthen the torso. So most of the body weight goes to the thighs, to the big muscles of the thighs. So first of all, address your spine, that string of pearls that we were talking about. Lengthen the spine, lengthen from the hands up to the armpits, up to the torso, and then extend the legs. So try and push the soles of the feet back rather than down. Push the shin bones back. Open the creases of your buttocks. Lengthen the legs. Don't worry if the legs don't reach the floor. I mean, the feet, the heels don't reach the floor. We want to extend the back of the legs. Look up again, come onto the tip of your toes and bring your feet closer to your legs, to your hands. Feet closer to your hands. Separate them as wide as the yoga mat. And then the first thing we're going to do, we'll stay down here. The first thing we're going to do is bend the knees again and try to have the thighs and the thighs and the ribs together. Put your hands down on the ground. And as we extend the legs, the buttocks would lift. And again, from the back of the knee to the sitting bones, the legs go back, just as when we were in child's pose. And when the torso extends, the ribs will slide along the thigh. So try to extend the legs, keeping the buttock bones pulling up, the torso extending down. It doesn't really matter if you need extra height for your hands or if you need to catch your shins or your thighs for this one because your hamstrings are tight. You can also turn around and go to a chair or a windowsill or a mantelpiece if you need extra height for your hands. The important thing here is that you feel that traction action, opening the collarbones, so the chest is going down, the dorsal spine is concave, and then pull up the knees, extend the legs, extend the torso and the arms. Bend the legs once more. Now walk over to your right foot. So you want to take your two hands over to the right foot or to the side of the leg. We are twisting again, extending. I am going to come to the front so you can see. Extending the left side of my body intensely and reaching away from me with your hands, taking the 2 feet strongly down to the floor. Come back to the center, move over to the other side. So stretch your right side intensely from the hip to the hands. Extend your hands, extend your legs, extend your arms, and then come into the center one more time. Inhale, look up and come back up. Okay. We are going to come into a deeper action of this hamstring extension. So what I would suggest is have a belt handy. If you don't have a belt, you can have a scarf or even a sock. That would do. So we will take, if you have a belt, we will take the belt with both hands, more or less as wide as your hips. And the idea is to stretch the arms, lengthening them back, but not so high up. Lengthen the arms up, and then we'll come forwards. When we come forwards, after, if we have the flexibility, we'll take the torso down. As the torso goes down lower than my parallel to the floor angle, then we can take the arms up to the ceiling. Otherwise, we will stay with the hands along the hips. So take your two hands, 2 feet hip width distance apart. Lift the abdomen, lift the pubic bone, lift the chest, push out into the belt. So with your two fists, you're pushing out into the belt, lift the sides of the body up, and extend the chest forwards. Extend the chest forwards, trying not to allow the buttocks to go beyond your heels. So bring the buttocks to a vertical position compared to the heels. Now, if you have the flexibility, you will roll the shoulders back, extend the arms more, and start lifting your arms as you go down with your torso and head. If this is not a possibility, you stay with the torso parallel to the floor, trying to reach the front end of the mat, lifting the abdomen up and pushing out into the belt. The abdomen is going to your spine. Belly button pulls up all the way. Now roll the shoulders away from your neck. Release the neck and head down. Inhale, look up and come back up. Great. One more asana with the belt or the hands catching the toes. So this is called Padangustasana. If you are not super flexible and you cannot reach the toes, you will step on the belt with the balls of the feet. You can also use the sock, as I said, or a scarf. Otherwise, if you are a more flexible person, you will lift your arms and catch the big toes. And from there, we will start pulling from the arms to open the chest and open across the collarbones, or simply bend your legs, catch the belt, and straighten your torso. Ideally, again, you want a concave back. There's no point in coming down here with a hollow chest. The whole point is to work the back of the legs without having an impact on the lumbar spine. So for that, first of all, activate your core. So pull the pubic bone up and the belly button up. Step on the belt if you need it. Lift your arms up above your head and fold forwards. When you fold forwards, bend the knees, get hold of your belts or of your big toes with the index, middle, and thumb. Roll the shoulders away from your neck. Start concaving your back. So look up straight ahead. Look up straight ahead. And now start extending the legs. If you're working with a belt, give yourselves enough belt to extend the arms, extend the legs, extend the torso. The priority is the torso, the spine. Then we need to lift the creases of your buttocks up to the sky and then open the chest. Pull from the belt if you're using the belt. Press the balls of the feet onto the belt and then inhale, come back up. Remove the belt from underneath and then we can leave the belt over there. So we're now going to come down to the floor to do a couple of more hamstring stretches. So the first one will be from the same position we did a moment ago. We will take one leg back at a time into downward dog, but then the right leg will come forwards. And we will extend the two legs. So if this action of extending the right leg is not a possibility for us, we will instead catch hold of the shin or catch hold of the thigh and extend, always taking into account the extension of the torso. So we don't really want to come into the asana struggling with the chest and the spine. Let's start. Inhale, lift the arms up above your head and then fold forward. Bend the two legs and come into downward dog. So straighten the arms and you can even jump back into downward dog if you feel like it. Then from there again, extend the legs, the torso, the neck, and now bend the knees again. Bring the right leg forwards and the left leg staying back. Align the heels. So the heel of the right is in the same straight line as the heel of the left. Toes of the left are slightly out. If you can keep the hands on the floor, you keep them on the floor. Otherwise, on the shins or on the thighs, and that will do. Roll the shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders back and down and pull backwards from the back of the right knee to the buttock bone. With the left thigh, rotate from back to front. Extend the chest and look up. Look up from the center of your chest. Now bend the two legs and we're going to shift that leg back to downward dog again. Relax your head. Let the head hang. Use the strength of your arms and your legs to extend the spine and come back to that feeling of the string of pearls that you are pulling from the center of the head all the way down, from the center of your tailbone all the way up. Bend the two legs and step a big step forwards with your left. Extend the two legs. Now, you want to extend them so that the left buttock is going back and the right thigh is coming forward. So if this is not a possibility for you, if your hands cannot reach the floor and you're not concaving your back, bring the hand higher. Lift the chest. Look up from the pubic bone. Remember, the belly button needs to be pulled up. If you're up for extra challenge, you can take the left foot up to the heel and feel the hamstring, feel the calf muscles of that left foot. Carry on straightening the spine. Now bend the 2 legs, come back into downward dog, and we are now going to step or jump forward with the feet to the hands. And now from here, we will take a squatting position. So the buttocks are descending, and until we sit down. Right. You may need the belt for this one too. Just in case, you can have it handy. We are going to hug the outer feet for this one. So the legs are bent. My torso at the moment is kind of rounded, but I want to straighten it. The way we're going to straighten it is not by extending the legs forward, but by taking the buttocks back. So we're going to walk. You know, sometimes the babies crawl with their buttocks. That's exactly what we're going to do. Crawl backwards with the buttocks. You can still hold the feet with the belt, or if you have the flexibility and you reach your outer feet, go and catch. At the moment, again, my thighs are in touch with my ribs. What I want is to continue with that work of extending the thighs from the knee to the buttocks and extending the torso forward. So walk a few baby steps back with your buttocks, and again, readjust your grip around the feet, lift the chest, open the shoulders. If this is still okay, give it a little extra couple of steps back with your buttocks and try and keep the concave back. Pull from your arms or from the belt into the feet to maintain a straight back. One more time, extend the buttocks back and lift the chest. Lift from the sacrum, lift from the lumbar spine. Extend the legs forward, the thighs back, lift the chest. And then those of us who have the flexibility, open the elbows out to sides and bend your spine, your torso. Take your head down. Inhale, look up, come back up. Lift your torso up to a right angle, and then we will come down. So again, if you cannot reach your feet with your hands, you can have a belt across the front ankles. Flatten the torso on the mat. Lengthen the buttock flesh away from the waist and push the shoulders to the floor. So the shoulders pushing to the floor will mean that my chest can lift up. Now from here, we will lift pubic bone, navel, chest. Keep pulling from the belt or from the ankles. If you can reach your ankles, you will go and get them. Lift the buttocks up, lift the buttocks up, lift the buttocks up. And then lengthen to come back down. We will try that 2 more times. Every time you're descending, see if you can get a better grip, meaning the ankles coming closer to your buttocks. Lift the pubic bone, the navel, the ribs, the chest. Lift the armpits. Make your chest come to a vertical position almost. Push from the creases of your buttocks. Push the thighs and then descend once more. Last time, if you're not catching your ankles, see if you can reach to step with your heels on top of the fingers, palms facing the ceiling. Now lift up, lift up, lift up, lift up. Lengthen from the pubic bone all the way up to your chest. Make a bridge shape and push the shin bones towards your head. And then descend one more time. Okay. Release the hands from underneath your feet. Bring your legs up towards your chest. You can bend your knees and hug from the shins or from underneath the knees if you have any knee injury. And now from here, either with a belt or without a belt, wrap around the arches of the feet if you have a belt. If not, catch from wherever you can reach, thigh, shin, ankle, even big toes. If you have the flexibility, you can reach the big toes. Now, shoulders going down, tailbone extending away from the head. Make sure you're not throwing the chin back. Now, push the heels into the ceiling, push the belt towards the ceiling, and lengthen the arms so the shoulder tips are still coming down. Open the back of the knees, open the back of the thighs, and try to reach the wall behind you with the buttock creases. Lift the abdomen up to the spine. In this case, it should be lowering the abdomen because we're taking it down to the mat. Open the legs. And now, last of all, see if you can very gently pull the legs a little closer to you, a little closer to you. If you are using a belt, you can grab hold of the heels instead of the arches and carry on pulling. And then release. Bend the legs, cross the legs for a moment, extend your arms out to the side. Change the crossing, so bring the other leg towards you. And then if you are comfortable staying in a cross-leg position, you can stay exactly as you are. Otherwise, take layers on, extend the skin, take some time extending the skin at the back of the waist, down to the buttocks, and extending the skin at the back of the skull, away from the neck. And then open the arms out to the sides, open the legs to either extreme of the mat, and keep this relaxation position. Soften the abdomen. Soften the facial muscles. Relax the tongue in your mouth. Make sure the tongue is not touching the roof of the mouth. And if possible, breathe in and out through the nostrils. Close your eyes if you're ready for it. Scan your body with the next inhalation breath. And as you exhale, release. And then bring your knees up to your chest. Roll over onto the right-hand side. And very gently come to a sitting position, bringing the head up last. Take a moment to salute your body because it's so healthy that you could do yoga today. and thank the teachers before us who showed us the way how to do it.